Well then, as it turns out, Savva and the boys have decided to purchase Henry Wright TV's old channel. You know, the Tottenham one that he doesn't use anymore because he likes to talk about other football clubs, and that's not a problem. Maybe it's more so how he talks about them rather than him talking about them specifically. But they've decided to buy the channel, 25,000 subs, and they're starting off on a nice healthy foot. A business decision, one would say. And apparently that's not good news for certain others, namely Hotspur Hippie Paul, who decided to make a video straight away about this upon finding out, I'm guessing, saying RIP Henry Wright TV, but then again, it's about time that he sold out fully because he's not a fan of him either, because apparently talking about anybody else other than Tottenham Hotspur makes you not a football fan and not a Tottenham fan, but I digress. Decided to do a 6-minute little spiel and basically just calling out Savva and everybody else, Lubo, I think there's a Sean, I think there's a few others out there as well, basically calling him out and saying, why don't you start from scratch? You are too afraid to fail. Who's going to watch this? I give it, 3 weeks or 3 months before everything goes to shit. And my whole thought was, guys decided to do something as a collective together, and this guy's first thought is, oh, I want them to fail. Well, if you're so adamant that they're going to fail, or you want them to fail and nobody watches them, why are you so up in arms about it? And by the by, that's just a little side part. Apparently there were many people trying to get into Savva's stream with his open call show and dropping N-bombs and saying things about the Jews and saying vile things about pedophiles and nonsense and things like that, and dropping porn on screen. And once a porn is dropped on screen, like effectively you can remove it, but like the damage has been done at that point. So people are trying to maybe ruin this thing. And again, for someone who does commentary and reactions and opinions on about other people's opinions and things like that, it actually makes me wonder, like, how do people think that this is like funny or this is going to do something? I don't like this person's opinion, I think they're trash, so I'm going to ruin their channel. That doesn't make sense. Unless you're actually doing something violent or something horrific, I can understand why you would want to do such a thing. But talking about football and look, name calling and shit like that, I don't like it on both sides. I've called it out many times. I just don't understand why people would get so up in arms about somebody else having a football channel discussing opinions that maybe they don't like themselves, or they think are contrary to their opinions, which is fair enough. That's what it is. It's all opinion-based stuff. But why are we going to sit there now and say, I don't like these people, I don't like this person, so I'm going to try and ruin their thing that they got going on there? They found a business opportunity. 25,000 sub channel doesn't get used anymore. Spurs fan to Spurs fan, you know what? How much to buy your channel? X amount of pounds. Cool, no problems. Bang, in you go. 5 of them, and I think they're called now the Spurs 5 or something. So 20% share all round. How that's going to work is completely up to them. Whether it succeeds or fails is completely up to them. But if your first thought or opinion is, oh, they've done something because they're too scared to do it themselves, no. Sometimes it's just easier and makes more sense from a business standpoint to buy something that's already there. Like, you never heard of acquisitions? Companies buying other companies, or channels purchasing other channels and things like that to start anew. I'm sure, like, when Terry rebranded KJ's old channel, and then apparently it was KJ's old channel, that's what I've heard, and then it was rebranded to The Squad, and then it became Terry Fluis TV. Did people were up in arms in that? No, it's just something that was floating around. I'm going to make use of it. Henry wasn't using his channel, but mate, I've got a proposition, blah, blah, blah. Cool, no worries, done, sold. Thanks for coming. See you later. Off you go. Done. I don't see the problem in that. But apparently, wanting to start another channel because you don't like a certain person or the people they associate with, or they're too toxic or negative or whatever the fuck, grow up, man. Especially for someone of Paul's age to be acting like this, it's crazy. And it's funny that he says, like, oh, doing full original content, no AI, this and that. I'm like, man's talking more about Savva and other channels in negative ways than he's doing positive stuff, it seems, in this YouTube space. But that's the name of the game. I just wanted to throw my five pence out there, my 2 cents, as we say down under. because I just find it hilarious. I find it funny. I find it sad as well that people get so up in arms at others trying to do something different, starting other channels, whether they're established or not, because they don't like somebody. If, for example, I don't know, let's say, who's someone that I do commentary on a lot? If Igal, let's just say, and I like Igal personally, in footballing sense, let's say, if a guy decides to make a new channel or buy someone else's channel, I ain't gonna be mad. I'm gonna say, fair enough. Man's thinking, businessman, making moves, mate, doing all that sort of shit. Why am I gonna sit there and hate on somebody because they decided to buy a channel that was already established and make it their own? Smart, if you ask me. Very smart. Same with Twitter accounts and everything else like that. I never understood why people get so upset when it comes to people buying other channels or other accounts that are already established. It's all business at the end of the day. And of course, if you're on YouTube every single day, you are trying to make money. So what is that? What? I don't understand. Oh, they're streaming every day. Yeah, probably to make a few coin because that's what they do. As I've said before, if you're streaming every day and you do another, and you have a 9 to 5 as well, maybe trying to break through, I get it. It can be exhausting. But if it's your job, I can understand why you would be sharing multiple times or streaming multiple times a day, shall we say. But anyways, those are my 2 cents. I'm off to drive into the sunrise. I'll see you next time.